Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Seth here, business and spiritual consultant, as always. Also known as Lucifer, also known as the Regis of Hell, also known as the King of Hell, also known as the Archbishop of Hell, also known as King the Motherfucking Conqueror, also known as the High Motherfucking Evolutionary. Pardon my French, pardon my language. And I guess the day was a good day, but I didn't know it was a good day because I was not aware of what was going on YouTube. And I had two very wonderful comments, one in specific, and I wish I had known that that comment was there because maybe my day would have been a little bit better. But hey, better late than never. Um, I was wondering about that, because in one of the comments there's a statement that said, um, you know, about something about vast array of things, and I was wondering about that because I do speak on a multitude of things, and I even feel like sometime I put the Luciferian energy on a back burner, but and I guess Lucifer does ask me sometimes to like try to put more emphasis on the Luciferian energy, which I do. I just don't. It's not on face value surface. Like I don't put it on a face value, and the reason for that is because there I don't want to scare people. I don't want to scare people, and for some reason, I have a lot of Christians that watch my channel. And no, it's not because I'm not trolling. I'm clickbaiting. I'm not trolling. I'm clickbaiting. Yes, I do clickbait. Everybody does it. It's a normal thing to do. Everybody does it. I'm not the first one, and I'm definitely not gonna be the last one to do it because it fucking works. If you don't clickbait people, if you don't bait people onto onto your videos, most people will just swipe left. So that's why YouTube creators clickbait people because they try to fish. You know, they're trying to catch fish. So um, I'm not trolling. And even the videos where I'm clickbaiting, I do kind of talk about a little bit Christianity. It might be offensive and blasphemous to some, but I still feel like it's still in a respectable debate manner. Where I am offended by Christianity, but living this experience of Luciferianism is me realizing how much Christianity there is in the world and how important to said people that it is. So now that I'm rediscovering the importance of this mindset, this ideology, I try to, because it's like you're fighting an army. It's like you're fighting an army of people, right? But if you're by yourself, you're gonna get wrecked. you know, like pure and simply, you're gonna get wrecked. So you can't really, go up against like an entire sea of people by yourself. You have to manage, and even if you have to manage. So now you have to think about your stamina. You have to think about like your strength. You have to think about who you're gonna hit first and who you're gonna hit last. Because if you don't think about those things, you're gonna get stampeded. It is what it is. So I am offended nonetheless. So there is, I do, I don't want to push away my people per se, If there are any people per se, I don't want to push them away by not showing that I am offended by these things, because you can't be a you can't be a Luciferian and not be offended by what's going on. And I'm not gonna explain why you should be offended, but as a Luciferian, you should be offended. Like that there is a clear disconnect, right? So of course, in some of my statements, I do show a little bit of aggression, but it is a very repressed aggression. It's just an aggression that lets you know what my stance is. But even though my stance is there, that doesn't mean that I can't talk about it in a civilized fashion, which I try to do. And but I am offended, and no, I will not be converted, of course. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows that by now. Like I'm pretty sure everybody's aware of that, and that might be the reason why a lot of people, well, God-fearing men do not necessarily address me, because I'm not gonna be converted. There's, it's obviously a person with a head on his shoulder that watches my video, but that is a God-fearing person, is obviously going to be like, okay, that guy is, there's no way. Like, like this, no, just, I'm not even gonna try, dude. That's just, that guy is way too far gone. Like, but I'm drinking my coffee here, but you know, I don't mind debating, and I'm not trying to convert anyone either, but I will tell you the truth of my culture. I will tell you the truth of my tradition, regardless of if you would like to switch or not. And to be quite frank, there is not a lot of people you can switch to. There is a small group of people, well, especially on the internet. In real life, that group of people might be a little bit bigger, but on the internet, there's a small group of people that you can, if you do convert, that you can convert to. Me, number one. Shameless self promotion. Me, JD from Light and Darkness. From Light and Darkness, Behemoth, uh, you know, J.S. Garrett and friends, even EA, like he changed a little bit, but I mean the recipe is still there. He might have changed the recipe a little bit, but it's still saying the same things. Uh, Jafar, Jafar, that's a small group of people that you can actually, like, if you have to delve into the darkness, we are the people that you should delve with. And I wouldn't trust anyone else but those people. Because we all have the same vision of Luciferianism and whatnot. So and dare I say, I'm not trying to boast, or I'm not trying to look cool, but I am a little bit darker. And it's an obvious statement. I'm a little bit darker. Like, I do not deal in light magic of any sort. Like, if I get a grimoire, like these guys, and I'm not saying they're doing something wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But these guys, they do delve in light magic also. They don't just do black magic. They delve in white magic too. So, light working too. don't delve in any of that sort. I like me. If I see a name of an angel in a grimoire, that grimoire is going into the fucking trash can. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that book is going to fly out the fucking window. Like in the movie, the guys just sit, you see nothing for like a good 5 minutes, and then you're just gonna see a fucking thing just fly out the fucking window. Like, that's like, but that's me. And there's a specific reason for that. Also, because I'm a religious zealot. Like, that's not for nothing that I call myself a bishop or regis of hell, because I am. I'm a zealot. Like, I was a zealot. I was a religious zealot when I was a Christian. So the same. I bring the same kind of energy. I bring the same kind of energy to my practice. I'm a zealot. I'm a zealot, dude. I'm just like that. I'm a fanatic. So I'm not that bad. I wouldn't say fanatic, because I don't. I leave space for questions. I question myself. There's no space for doubt. This is what I was told by spirit, but I still leave a space to, I don't want to, because you never know. It's not good, because if you believe in something, you should believe in something. Because if you leave a space for doubt, it's going to disturb what you're doing. This is what people call demons, right? That doubt. The doubt is a Christian demon, right? And you don't want to leave space for doubt. I didn't have any doubt when I was a Christian, so I shouldn't have doubt, you know, doing these things that I'm doing. But you never know. I have this you never know mentality. That's why I say zealot, not a fanatic, but it's almost the same as zealot. It's almost the same as a fanatic, but I say zealot because I am knowledgeable on what I'm doing. It's not like I'm just following blindly because I'm not following blindly. No, I'm a zealot. I can make grimoires. I can make thought forms. I can make things. I understand it, whatever it is. So, but I do bring a zealot energy, and this is the reason why I don't practice white magic. This is the reason why I don't really. I am a light worker. I'm a light worker, but I'm a dark light worker. And I feel like that's what the world needs, because we're never gonna be perfect. So why even try? We're never gonna be perfect. It won't happen. It's impossible. Perfection is impossible. Even though Lucifer is the epitome of perfection, because he's the god of perfection. That's how he was born. He was born the god of perfection. That's how he was born. That's how if God made him, he created him in a form of the god of perfection. So Lucifer is more demanding than God. Actually, Lucifer is actually unreasonable compared to God. And that's probably why God decided to send him away. Because the expectation that Lucifer had for God were too high. The bar was set too high. And there's no one can hold up to those expectations. We'll never be perfect like Lucifer. That's impossible. No one. It's never gonna happen. Even though that's what he's waiting on, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. I don't believe that it's gonna happen. Maybe one day it might happen. Maybe one day, but not tomorrow. Like, not tomorrow. And I would be very surprised. I would be astonished if it happened next year. You know what I mean? Like, it would blow my mind away. If next year everybody became perfect, it would just blow my fucking mind away, bro. So as I was saying, um, I believe that that's what the world needs today. The world needs a little. The world needs to merge their light with the darkness. That's what I believe. You know, it might not be right. I might be wrong. I don't believe that I'm wrong. I don't believe that I'm wrong because we already tried the other way. We already tried it the other way, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's just making things worse and worse. It is. It is making things worse. We turn the other cheek, they kill the president. We turn the cheek the other way, they try to kill us. And then we turn the cheek again, and then some more bullshit happens. They steal our identity, they steal our lives, they steal our loved ones, they take our loved ones away from us. They ruin the land that we live on. They just every time we turn the cheek, something bad happens. Every fucking time. Until now, all the cheek turning created a mountain of unsurmountable nonsense. You really do have to be Hercules to face all of the shit that's going on right now. You really do. And some people are. Hercules is an allegory. It's an allegory. People call me Hercules sometimes. Some people call me Hercules sometimes. And sometimes people call you Hercules. Because it's true. You're facing heavy loads. You're lifting heavy loads. You're lifting heavy loads. So at some point, this shit has to stop. You gotta stop lifting heavy loads, bro. Like it has to stop. It has to. One of these days, nothing lasts forever. Like you can't just always be lifting heavy loads all the fucking time. That's crazy. That's nonsense. So, I believe that this is what the world needs. The world needs some darkness. The world needs to become monstrous. It needs to become monstrous. And the thing about becoming monstrous is a monster is powerful. A monster is a overabundance of power. That's what a monster is. A monster is created when this creature has too much power and his body can barely contain the exponential amount of power within him that deforms his body, because your body's going to try to your spiritual body or your physical body is going to take a shit, is going to try to adapt to the amount of power consumed. So it's going to change you. It's going to change you. So you're becoming a monster. A human can be a monster. Like if you meet, like, there are people, like just like in the animes, there are people, if you fight them, you're gonna realize this fucking guy's a monster. You're gonna hit him with a chair, it's not gonna work. You're gonna hit him, you're gonna punch him with all your strength. It's like punching a refrigerator. That's a fucking monster. Like, it's a monster, bro. That's not a human. That's a monster. Like, so it's and I'm not saying that in a negative fashion. I'm not talking about like an evil person. Like, I'm talking about like a person. Period. There are people that are monstrous. There are people that are monstrous. Like, they have a lot of power. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And when I mean monster, I don't mean a person with like malicious. Is it just because humans are afraid of things that they do not understand. So, if we walk, if we befall, if that's a word, upon someone that has that amount of strength, that is monstrous, whether it is physically, mentally, spiritually. Like, there's mental monsters, right? Like, there's just people that will shred you apart mentally, right? There's people that will shred you apart spiritually, right? So if you are a monster, right? If you meet a monster, your first reaction, you are gonna your intuition, your sixth sense, your third eye, is going to be aware of this person's power, but it's gonna put you in fear, and you're gonna be like, this person's a monster. This person's a monster. Is way too strong. That makes no sense. It's not, and the person might be a good person, but it's just like you feel that person's power. You feel, and not only have you felt power before, you felt high power before, but this is too much power. So your first reaction is gonna be like, that's a monster. Not because he's a bad person, not because he's doing bad, just because it's monstrous. It's preposterous. It's ridiculous. Um, Heroes can be monsters. Like Hulk. Hulk is a monster. Hulk is everyone is scared of Hulk. Good guys and bad guys. Everybody's scared of Hulk because he has monstrous amount of strength. It's ridiculous. So it's only normal that I bring to you this monstrous energy because we are living in a state where of living in a culture where anything and everything you do is dangerous. So you can't just turn the other cheek anymore. This is unacceptable. You can't wait for something to come save you. You can't wait for God to save you. It's preposterous. And you shouldn't have to lose your soul or dignity to get something out of life. It's not an obligation. It should be a choice, not an obligation. Because if we're talking about like the effect of the Illuminati, right? So the Illuminati gives people the choice to lose their soul and dignity for things that they would like, for their greatest wish. But what had happened was so many people are seduced by this monster, pardon me for saying, that it has created, they kind of have a little army of minions. And they've gained so much traction that losing your soul and dignity is not a choice anymore. It's almost like that's exactly what you have to do. You know, it feels like that's what you have to do in order to achieve your goals, which is not necessarily true, but it does feel that way. And you're not crazy for feeling that way. I don't feel like I'm crazy for feeling that way. I don't think anybody, if anybody feels like that, I don't think anyone is crazy for feeling that way at all. Not even close. So the thing is, if you if you if somebody would come and give you a choice, wouldn't that be better? Because allegedly good and evil have to live together, allegedly. But I think that some actors, I don't mean Hollywood actors, I mean like people in real life, I important people, influential and important people in real life, people with power, right? Influence, natural attraction, whatever. Some actors should balance out, should be able to balance out this alleged good and evil, instead of one side playing the entire game the whole time. That's not a balance. That's an invasion. So, what I'm trying to say here is I believe that regardless if there was actors balancing out what's going on, I think sincerely that some people would still choose to lose their soul and dignity. The only difference is I'm pretty sure a lot of people wouldn't also. It would be balanced out. There would be those kind of people and these kind of people. But there isn't two sides. And this is, you might feel like I'm being idealistic or downright conspirational right now, if that's even a word. Or I might be talking out of conspiracies right now, but at the end of the day, it's, we call it a one world order. The goal is to have a one world order, right? So we are being lined up spiritually and physically towards one unit hive mind mentality, one unit global power thingy. And that will never work. That will only begets more violence because somebody's going to rebel and then there's going to be a war. I say live and let live. A little bit of pacifism. Of course, that's the idealistic side of what I'm saying, because we do have to fight. We can't be live and let live. Because if we do act like live and let live, we're going to get trampled. It'll be the same thing as turning the other cheek. And then we're going to get trampled. And then we're going to lose. And then they're going to take everything away from us. So, of course, we have to fight. But in an ideal world, obviously, in a utopia, alleged utopia, people would be free to go over there and do that, and they would be free to go over here and do this. But that's not what's going on. As a matter of fact, there are agents making sure that that doesn't happen. So, I bring these mysteries. I bring these mysteries, these accounts, these mysteries to people so that they may become aware that there might be a choice. There might be a choice. Spirituality is the way to go. Not socialism, not politics. Spirituality is the way to go. Spirituality is the only way to go. And the worst part is, spirituality is where everybody is not going. Spirituality is the place that everybody's not going, and spirituality is the way to go. Of course, we need builders and scientists and medicine and all that. Of course, we need that. I don't think any of those things are not spiritual. Building a house is spiritual. Medicine is spirituality in as medicine comes from doctors, and medicine comes from magic. If magic didn't exist, there wouldn't be no doctors today. Doctors would not exist. 100,000 K salaries for doctors would not exist today if it wasn't for magic. Lawyers is spiritual too. The law is important. As I stated today, the law is God. The law is a representation of the universal mindset that are implacable. Implacable. I think it's implacable, not implacable. Like, you can't go over these rules. In the universe, there are certain rules that you cannot go over. You can do whatever you want. You can ride a fucking unicycle that looks like a fucking unicorn on one hand and scratch your balls at the same time. But there are specific rules that you have to follow in order to do these things. There are specific laws, and we don't call them rules because there is no rule. But there are laws. A law is different than a rule. A law is different than a rule. A rule is something that's imposed to you by an organism or a specific person. A law is what is. It's undeniable. It's implacable. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter what universe you live on. It doesn't matter what dimension you're from. There's no other ways of doing that specific thing. That's a law. In the world of magic, we use laws. We don't use rules. We use laws. We don't impose things on people. But if you want to scratch your balls and fucking ride a unicycle on one hand that looks like a fucking unicorn, then these laws must be followed in order for you to do that. That's what we do in the school of mysticism. There's no rules. I'm not going to tell you. A rule would be, I don't want you, or this is what a rule is. A rule is, I don't want you to scratch your balls. I don't want you to ride a bicycle on one hand. I don't want you to ride a bicycle. And if you ride a bicycle, it can't look like a unicorn. That's a rule. I'm imposing things on you. That's a rule. A law is not imposed on a person. It's just what is. I feel like some people might have trouble with that, especially the new generation. The new generation of mystics, they kind of have a little bit of trouble with that. They don't like being told what to do. They don't like to be told what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you this works like this. I'm telling you, if you want to fucking jump over a fucking cliff in a fucking pink swimsuit, then you have to do that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm actually helping you to be able to jump over a cliff in the pink swimsuit. I'm like, okay, you want to jump over a cliff in a fucking, Miami Heat fucking mascot outfit. Fine. If you want to do that, then follow that law, not rule. Listen to this law, and you will fucking magically jump over a fucking cliff in a fucking Miami Heat fucking mascot costume. And I'm being outlandish on purpose because I feel like when people hear law, mystical laws, they automatically think, okay, law, that means there's a rule, that means, I have to listen to whatever. No. I'm helping you. You told me what you wanted to do. Now I'm helping you do it. That's a law. The law is there to help. It's not there to stop you. It's there to help you. If there were no laws, you wouldn't be able to jump over. It would be impossible for you to jump over the fucking cliff in a fucking mascot costume. That's why the law is there, because the universe is kind of a genius. The universe is a mad scientist. The universe already knows that there's people that might want to jump over a fucking cliff in a mascot costume. So it's like, okay, instead of like not making it possible, I'm going to calculate and come up with a formula so that these people, if they want to do that, they might be able to do that. That's the difference between a law and a rule. The other message, the other message that I was glad to have was Jafar said something about vampires attacking me. Okay, I'm gonna be bold and boast right now. I don't care about no vampires. I'm a werewolf. I eat vampires for breakfast. I eat vampires for breakfast. Nigga, I used to be a vampire myself. I'm half vampire, half werewolf. For real. I made a school. I created a school. It's called the School of Scalomancy. I know the rules. I'm a real I'm Dracula. I'm Blackula. I don't care about no damn vampires. That's a mosquito. That's not a vampire. It's a mosquito. Um, I'm a lichen. I'm a King Lichen. That's allegedly that's the first vampire. The first vampire's name was Lichen, King Lichen. That's why we call it lycanthropy. So, but that's not what I wanted to say. I just wanted to sound like a dick for a minute. Um, I like that message. Um, because it's it's true, but at the same time, I don't really care. It's kind of like what I was saying about like the full moon, the time for reflection. Like, it's not time for reflection. Spirit told me it's not time to reflect. That's what Spirit told me. Spirit told me it's not time to reflect. It's not time to feel bad. It's not time for none of that shit. I can't help myself. I can't help myself, bro. Like, I'm here. Things are happening. I don't like the things that are happening. It's happening anyways. I can't help myself. I can't. I'm not blind. I'm not deaf. I'm not dumb, and I'm not blind. So I can't help myself. It's fucking normal. You know. Um. But it's kind of like somebody made a video talking about lack and how right now you're using your lack to like transmute it into something else, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to use my lack to like flip the table, cuz and I might not be ready to do that. I'm playing a dangerous game because I'm still depressed. I'm still depressed. So, and if it works, if I flip the table, if I transmute all my lack into gold, I'm going to have too much gold and I won't know what to do with it, or I won't have the strength to actually use it, right? And I don't want that either. I don't want that either. That's not cool. I mean, I don't want to feel like that. I would be miserable. Like I would feel miserable if you're fucking loaded, but you're so fucking depressed you can't even fucking get out the fucking bed to enjoy it. But regardless, that's not the point. The point is I am diving into this shallow water full of rocks and jagged edges on purpose because there's something I want to know, you know? There's something I want to know. And they're useless questions, like I said in my Eclipse video. All these are useless questions that I'm asking myself. But I'm tired. Like I'm fucking tired, bro. Like I'm tired, man. Like I'm tired, man. Like. So I did so much for so long. There's things that I don't remember. I did so much things that there's things that I literally don't like. I don't remember. Like if I man, Like, there are parts of my life that are a blur to me, bro, because I just did so much fucking things. So, like, every day was an adventure to me. I used to walk 1.5 miles, 1.7 miles every day after school. I had a bus pass, I had money, but for some fucking reason, I just wanted to walk. So I would walk 1.5 miles every fucking day instead of taking the bus. I would just walk home for no reason. And I liked it. So I saw a lot of shit. Like I saw a lot of shit. I got in a lot of fucking adventures. Like I saw a lot of shit. You know. And most of those things I don't remember. Like, sometimes it comes back to me, sometimes it doesn't. And the point I'm trying to make here is, what was the point I was trying to make? I don't even know what the fuck I was trying to say. Like, the point I'm trying to make here is, um, I'm tired. I'm tired. I did a lot of things. I've seen a lot of shit, and and it's not a good thing. I know it's not a good thing to say you're tired, but geez, I mean, like, and the adventure continues on even right now. I'm in an adventure right now. I mean, I got vampires attacking me. Uh, I'm walking in the infernal realms. Uh, there's the Illuminati consistently, gang stalking me and attacking me, and and there's like this is another adventure. It's just another fucking adventure, which I'm not saying that as a good thing either. Like I'm not boasting about me feeling like this is another adventure, but it is against my. It's an adventure against that I don't necessarily consent to, but it is. Like, and what I mean to say is, you would think after all that walking that you'd be able to take a break, but no, you still have to. I still need to walk. I still need to walk. It's like a unending fucking story or something. It's like the story that never ends. And it doesn't. It never fucking ends. Because when this story stops, there's gonna be another story. So, anyways, so this brings me to the other reason why I love that message, because it brings me to what I'm trying to get at here when I'm talking about, like, because I have to put some content is king here. I'm not just rambling for no reason. So what I'm trying to get at here about the mosquitoes biting me, it's like that's part of the cage. Lucifer's cage. It's part of the cage. Is this when you are a Lucifer archetype, you live in a cage. Sure, you're powerful. You're capable of granting yourself all of the wishes that you wish, but you're in a cage. You're blocked off from humanity. You're shut out of humanity. That's Luciferian energy. The question is Lucifer trying to make us feel how he felt? And this is the reason why these things are happening to us, the ones that used to believe in God? Or is God this demagogue, dictator, slaver, sociopath that just really hates people that do not conform? I think that's a very important question to ask yourself. I think it's an important question to ask yourself, like, which one is it? You already know what I think, so I'm not gonna, I think he is a demagogue that's just trying to get us to conform as much inhumanly as possible, because it isn't human to have that much faith. It's absurd, preposterous, even grotesque, if you ask me. Because where do you start and end? Where do you start and end? You don't live. You're not free of choice. Where do you start and end? But then, if you do want to make choices and you do want to be free, that's when shit starts to pop off. And you tell yourself, well, I live like that, but I still believe in God. Yeah, that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. You believe in God, you live this way, and you believe in God. But is it better or worse? Have you tried? Because to me, it feels like, to me, all of this is an illusion, and everything is built in a way to make you walk towards God. Incessant violence, unsurmountable obstacles. Give up on your dreams. Give up on being a millionaire. Give up on being high value. Give up on having high value tendencies. Give up on making yourself better. Give up on all that stuff. Just give up. Give all that stuff up and come to me. Where do you start and where do you end? I start at God and I end at Jesus. Yeah, but those people don't exist. They're not human. They do not have a human experience. They're not on earth. So where do you start and end? Where are you in this story? So this entity that's highly intelligent, this highly intelligent entity that's smarter than you anyway, smarter than some of us, no pun intended, no offense meant. It's smarter than some of us, you know, builds a system of control around us to keep us locked up in cages in case we step out of bounds. Lucifer is an energy. The light is energy. And it seems like the world is shaped in a way that is trying to control the light, trying to contain the light, making sure that the light does not reach the eyes of others. Because everybody else is walking in darkness. So now the light cannot reach their eyes. Their agents putting veils, putting people in boxes so that the light doesn't come out. But that's the thing about a cage. It's a cage, it's not a box, so the light always comes out. It comes out anyway. Most people are not aware that their light is coming out. They're not aware. They wonder, how could this happen? Why is this happening? Because you're shining. And it's been going on forever. There is no way your light is so bright that you can't, they can't miss you. Whatever's going on today will always was going to happen to you. That's the harsh truth. That's the conspiracy. That's the conspiracy of all conspiracies. They can see you from miles away. They can see you from years away. They can see you from years away, not miles, years away. They knew that people like you was going to walk around here. So they built a system in order to keep that light under control. God, to me, in my opinion, is only a system of control. What these religious people, these Western religions are telling us is a system of control. Lucifer is freedom. Lucifer is perfection. Lucifer is love. Lucifer is omnipotence. Lucifer is power. Did I say freedom? I think I said freedom already. So, who The question is, who is brave enough to release Lucifer from his cage? Who is brave enough to go to hell and open that door and open that gate? It's like the frog and the princess. Who's going to kiss that ass? No, I'm kidding. Because there's like the Baphomet thing, the Baphomet ritual where you have to kiss Satan's asshole and shit, whatever. Whatever the fuck that's about. I don't even know. I don't want anybody to kiss my asshole, dude. Like I don't but that would be weird. No, the seriousness, the serious aspect of this is that freedom has been locked in a cage. And not only this, but for a long time, people believed that it was God that was locked in a cage. People are walking around. Sorry for saying this, religious people. Sorry for making fun of your religion or whatever. I don't know, for lack of better words. For dismissing your beliefs. But regardless, for a long time, we have walked around with the idea that this all-knowing, omnipotent, stronger than whatever, this thing that encompasses us all, like created us, made us at his image, was in a cage. Lucifer made us to his image. Lucifer molded us to his image. The talent that we have today, the intelligence that we have today, is because of the devil. Even the Bible says it. The Bible said that the great watchers, the ascended masters, the fallen angels, begats man through women. They fell in love with human women. This is the reason why demons don't hurt women. They're in love with us. They are in love with us. And then they started to teach us how to defend ourselves. Lucifer stole fire from the primordial fire like Prometheus and gave it to humans so they can warm themselves during the winter. Well, he's not a thief, or so he says. I have a hard time believing that. I think he's a tremendous thief. I think he would be. I think Lucifer is literally like George Clooney in Ocean's 11. I think he's the greatest heist man in the universe. If I was to make a heist, the first person I would choose on my team would be Lucifer. I'm pretty sure that there would be 100% chance of success, and I mean that with all due respect and compliments. The reason why Lucifer tells me to never say the word thief is because of what other people might think. I don't think Lucifer should worry about what other people might think, because Frodo was a burglar. Burr. Frodo was a burglar. That's why Gandalf told him. A burglar, a thief in RPG games is neither good or bad. Being a thief doesn't make you automatically bad in RPGs, in role playing games, in uh um medieval fictional stories. I think he steals women's hearts. On a consistent basis. Um, Brung the fire to the humans so they could warm themselves during the winter. Showed them how to fashion weapons so they could defend themselves against nature. Taught them how to use herbs to heal themselves from wounds that could prove fatal otherwise. Taught humans literature, the creation of songs and storytelling, philosophy. And God, after seeing humans evolve and progress, was offended by this. He taught us ungrateful. He taught us blasphemous, to go against his wishes, to have dared to think that we could make a life for ourselves, and destroyed us. Drowned us. Oh, well, they were creating wars and stuff. So, send one of your so called teachers and teach us. If we're that much of a gang of rapscallions, you didn't have to drown us. We have never been made at God's image. And the one whom you call God is probably not the right one. Because the one that molded us, that made us to his image, the angel of perfection that was cast out of heaven and that showed us everything that he knew, wasn't God. It's an angel of perfection that came here to show us these things. It's an angel of love that came here to show us these things. He showed us these things out of love. Not just pity, but sympathy. And now, this cage was created around us. This cage was created around us so we could not do these things once more. Try again. You will find rejection. We are the fallen angels. These powers, these psychic abilities, this intelligence, cerebral or spiritual, are all the things that come from the fallen. And your life is mirroring this event. Don't you feel like this is a fall from grace? I sure do. I feel like this is a fall from grace. I feel like I cometed through the sky and landed on Plymouth Rock. And I'm pretty sure if you took a moment, only but a moment, you would probably feel the same way. Or you probably already do, but you don't want to offend God. You don't want to get hit on the head. You don't want to bring bad kind of attention. You don't want Lucifer to come to your house and riddle you with demons and tear you apart. Blah, blah, blah. Nonetheless, nevertheless, I'll leave you alone. But there is truth in this. There is a reality in this, a undeniable reality in this. And you have a choice. You have free will. You can do as you please. But remember that someone is in a cage somewhere, hoping that you open that cage up. I don't have to tell you how to open the cage. You already know. It's going to take a lot of effort because it's a great cage. And this analogy is relevant to someone close to you also. If you're lucky, if you're lucky, not everybody has the chance or opportunity to have Lucifer in their lives. Some people don't even have God in their lives. Some people don't, well, they're always there, but unfortunately, this person has not trained their minds in a fashion where they're capable of perceiving neither God or the devil, but some do. Some do. And if the devil is in your life, that's a good thing. You're very lucky. Another thing, another name that the devil goes by is jinn. Western civilization calls them genies. What are genies? They grant wishes. Of course, that might be a little bit of an overstatement or oversimplification. Man, but this person is a jinn. This person is capable of granting you wishes. See, a lot of us hide in darkness because we don't want to be taken advantage of. Some people call us fairies also. We have fairy energy. We twirl around and just sprinkle magical dust everywhere. But in ancient folklore, fairies are actually very nefarious. And in Western folklore, well, fairies are not nefarious. I guess it just depends on how you handle the merchandise. you know, if you don't scrape the paint. This is why you're lucky to have this person. But to have this person in your life, but you have to understand. And you might be a genie yourself. You might be aware that you're a genie also. But you do not want people to take advantage of you, which is completely fucking normal. I don't let people take advantage of me. As a matter of fact, I scare people away. I don't even take the chance. Like, I don't even take the chance of letting somebody take advantage of me. But we are jinns. We are cupids. We are love. We are monsters. We're the ones that go bump in the night. And all of these things are neither good or bad. It has nothing to do with good and evil. Nothing. It just is. We're just people. We exist. That's all. And to have you have to be a monster to be able to grant wishes. Do you understand how much power that you need to have to grant somebody a wish? To be able to pull out of the ether anything that a person asks. Of course, it's a monster. Duh. Like, no shit, Sherlock, like, obviously, you have to be a monster to be able to do that. You have to have such a high level of I don't give a shitness that you are plowing through reality in all of its shapes and forms to be able to snatch the power in order to create. You have to be able to be an individual because only an individual can do that. You cannot do that from a space of compliance and conformity. Of course, everybody has his place, I guess, and that's okay. Like I said before, I do believe that everything could exist in an idealistic world with a little bit less violence and a little bit less, how do you say, I don't know, a little bit less of violence, I guess. Judgment, a little bit less of judgment too. Criticism, overbearing righteousness. Not that I don't care about people that don't want to live. I would do my part. I would try to make you believe in what I believe in and not let you go that way. But at the end of the day, you're a grown ass woman and you're a grown ass man. If you choose to go there, well, shit. At least I tried. And I feel like that's where life should be. I don't think life should look the way that it looks today. I don't feel like life is supposed to look like what it looks today. It's just we're being forced into things. Those things are not good for us or anybody else around us. It's going to destroy us if it didn't destroy us already. How can somebody sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, this is fine." It's not. It's not. There's only one side here. There is only one side. The devil made me do it. Demons this, da 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 da, blah blah blah. Demons had nothing to do with it. Shit, sometimes I can, man, sometimes God had nothing to do with it. You know, as much, as painful as it is for me to say, we choose to do wrong. We're choosing the path that we are on. It's a world order. It's a world order. Uh, um it's a commonwealth. At the same time, every man is for himself. Crabs in the bucket. But one thing's for sure, we are all crabs. Why? What's the point? You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. So I would like for all the mystics out there to make the effort to try to release Lucifer from his cage. By living up to his image. By giving him devotion. By giving him appreciation. Now, you don't have to be like me and start hating on a nigga. You know, you don't have to be like me. But do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Share his loins. Eat from his tree. Take a bite out of his apple. Share his loins. Share his love. And do a lot of motherfucking magic. No, I'm kidding. You know, like also, you know, also, and do not be afraid. And if you find it difficult, speak to me. I'll guide you down that road. Like a hermit with his lantern. I will illuminate the path for you so that you don't stumble and fall. Because it is easy to stumble and fall in the dark. Mystics, magicians, sorcerers, We are now at an impasse of untapped potential. And all we need to do is to let go of fear. That's all it takes. Well, that's not all it takes. It's not all it takes, especially for mystics, sorcerers, and empath, because the more magic you do, the more susceptible you are to magic. So for people like us, well, people like you, because I already did the work, you will have to fight for your freedom. And these years of practice and culmination of power, accumulation of power, now is the time. Now is the time to achieve what you were looking for this whole time. You will have contrasts. You will be deceived. And it's your job, your duty to not give in to fear, to be steadfast in your belief, and to join us in this revelation and this power. We might not be able to save the world from a goddamn thing. Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? But you will be exalted. That is for sure. You will be exalted. That is for sure. Regardless of if we're capable of helping humanity or not. Because humanity has to make a choice. And we can't not make the choice for them. Even if we all become zealots and neophytes and zealots and stuff, and we just go half cock crazy. People can do whatever the F they want at the end of the day. So there is no guarantee. There is no warranty. There is no guarantee and no warranty that we can do anything about all this. And I'm pretty sure we can. Because I do. But not enough people do. And that's the problem. I have a powerful voice. When I speak, the heavens listen. Heaven meaning earth. But there's a wall, I feel. An invisible wall And it just seems like my vibration, my voice, it seems to be blocked by this invisible wall. And just like in the 1984 version of Dune, if our voices all unite together and we all shout at the same time, we could break mountains easily. That's what I believe. We can use our words of power to make the earth tremble and break mountains and break rocks in half, break walls apart. But you cannot let this responsibility on the shoulder of one man. We must come into some form of unison. Maybe not physically, that's all right, but mentally. Mentally, we should come together. And when one of us speak, it's not just one voice that comes out. Just like a possessed it's like a possessed person, when the movies, when the person's possessed, the person has like two, three voices speaking at the same time. This is what we must become. We must become legion. So when one of us speak, whoever's listening is hearing thousands of people people, nice, of people speak. Sorry, people, thousands of people. Um, so when we speak, it is not only our voice that they hear the voice of thousands of people. Our commands become law. Yes, I'm talking to mystics right now because only mystics have this capability. The regular human man does not have the capability of even understanding what I'm trying to say right now. Nor does he have the ability of doing this. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't listen. Because if you are not a mystic, if you are not a spiritual person, then you need to understand what is truly behind the veil. It doesn't matter if you're not a spiritualist. It doesn't matter if you're not a magician. It doesn't matter. But let me pique your interest. Let me pique your interest. Oh, I'll never be like that. No. The only reason why you'll never be like that is because you're not interested in it. If you don't run 100 miles in less than 10 seconds, 100 meters in less than 10 seconds, that's your choice. It's because you don't run. If you don't do trigonometry, it's not because you can't do it, it's because you don't do trigonometry. It is not of your interest. So don't be fooled by this bravado by my arrogance, by my nonchalantness, by my exclusatory dialogue. Listen to what is here. Listen to what we tell each other. Listen to the conversations that we're having with each other. And let us pique your interest. Let us instill you with curiosity. And maybe one day you'll pick up a book or you'll talk to someone. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I shouldn't. Now is not a time to reflect. That's what the spirits tell me. This is what the spirits tell me. Mind you, I'm not saying, I'm like, oh, blah, blah, blah. No. I'm going to skip that part, though, because, I don't need to tell you, and, I'm fucking crying every day and shit and blah, shit like that, you know what I mean? Spirits told me it is not a time for reflection. Spirits told me it is not a time for doubt. And the reason why spirits told me these things is because you do have power. You do have capabilities. You can do this. You can do that. You are who you are. You do not need to doubt yourself or them. And it's not a good time anyways because they are attacking us. We don't really feel it, it's not, we don't feel it that much, but they are trying to attack us. They are trying to attack us. They are sending negative vibrations toward us. They are. So now is not a time to feel that way. Now is a time to expand. Now is the time to make them feel your vibration. It is time to put them in the cage of your love. Use your love to imprison them. Shine. Be bright. Let yourself loose. You are powerful. And I'm not speaking just to mystics right now. I'm speaking to anybody that listens to this video. Because if you're here listening to this video, it's not for no reason. If you're listening to this video, it's not for no reason. Of course, the Illuminati might be listening, but that's their fucking problem because they're fucking psychos, and that's what they do. That's what they get paid for, to be complete psychos. But everybody else that stumble upon this yellow brick road, you are Dorothy. You are Alice. And Alice and Dorothy are fucking goddesses. They're omnipotent creatures. They're scary MFers. Mary Poppins is not fucking playing. Sorry. Sorry. Mary Poppins is not effing playing, bro. Dorothy is not a effing joke. Alice will fucking murder you in your. No, okay. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I went too far there. Sorry, my bad. Not a good time. Too soon. Sorry. They are stumbling down the road to power. Apotheosis. It's apotheosis. This is what these children's cartoon are talking about. This is the Illuminati signification that they put behind these things. Of course, they molded it in a way so they could like brainwash people. But brainwashing is a specific thing. It's a specific technique that involves a multitude of things to be able to brainwash someone. Before you ask the question, well, why would they tell us about apotheosis if they're doing that? Because, it makes them beautiful. It makes them glamorous. Makes them mysterious. It makes them interesting. It seduces you. It brings you joy. It makes your serotonin level go up a notch. And so, we are here. We're here. We are here. Stop looking at the sky. Don't look at the ground. We are in front of you. We are here. Spirits are with me right now. I can feel it. Spirits is with me right now. The infernal realm has heard my voice. They are waiting. They are ready. They are working for your benefit. Now is not a time for fear. That comes later. that that comes later. Right now it's time to shine. Right now it's time to be bright. Right now is not the time to ask yourself, well, am I really that powerful? Can I really do this? Blah, 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 blah. No, fucking do it. Stop it. Just fucking do it. You've seen the signs. You've heard the messages. You got the download. You've seen the synchronicities. Stop asking stupid questions. It's easy for me to say. But like I said, I completely remove a part here to give you a little boost. because I feel the same way that you feel, probably. Shit, I probably feel worse. Like, but, you know, but this is what is. This is, this is what spirits are telling me. Like, there's no shit. Even the bad guys know that this is inevitable. They still act like bad guys. They're still bad spirits. But they know they ain't got shit on you. So you better stand tall. They know they ain't got shit on you. They ain't even gonna try. It's useless. But they are listening. And if you act like a bitch, they're gonna make fun of you. you know? But they're gonna make fun of you in a way where you're gonna realize that, okay, he might be making fun of me, but I kind of feel like he might respect me or something. I'm not sure. This is weird. The first time this ever happens to me. Because it is time. It is time to release Lucifer from his cage. It's time to release yourself from this cage. It is time for you to merge with the missing pieces of this puzzle. And on that note, I leave you with a much thanks and au revoir. I appreciate everybody that listens to my video. I appreciate the efforts that some people make towards making some of this function. And I appreciate someone that comes along when you need it to give you a little nudge. So I'm done. Have a good one. Peace out.